There are 50 different Yeezys that have been loaded up that are going to be dropping anytime soon. Welcome back everyone, it's KaiKicks here and we're going to give you all the information you need to know about the upcoming Yeezy restocks. And I'll be honest, there is an absolute load of them. But just to keep you up to date, about a year ago, Kanye and Adidas split up. That left them with literal millions worth of Yeezys that they have now been restocking throughout the year. But this is the biggest restock of all. Now the reason why we know this is because these have already loaded onto the Adidas Australia website. They have not dropped yet, but they have loaded back end. So this is a really high indication and good indication that these are coming to the EU, the UK and the US in the next couple days or the short future. But without further ado, let's get into all the Yeezys that you should be copying and even what you should look out for to resell. As there are so many different Yeezys, we're going to split these up into categories: Yeezy 350s, Yeezy Slides, Yeezy foam runners and miscellaneous. This includes the 500s, the Quantums, the boots and a lot more. First up, we've got a load of different Yeezy 350s. Now Yeezy 350 retail is between 180 and 200 pounds. In my honest opinion, with it being now, a lot of these will restock for the 200 pound mark. So first up, we have the Carbon Belugas and the Carbon Belugas V2. These are due to restock, a nice looking colorway. However, we've already seen restocks in these, so in my personal opinion, it's an avoid from me. Next up, we have the Steel Greys, a nice neutral colorway. However, again, it's not really the best looking, but a nice summer colorway. Next up, we have the Flax colorway. If you don't know, there's a Yeezy Slide Flax and a Foam Runner Flax, and now there's a Yeezy 350 Flax. Again, this is just a restock and not a new colorway. Next up, we have the classic Yeezy 350 Onyxes. Now, these restocked a couple weeks ago. They're currently sitting around the retail mark anyway, so not really any resale to be made, but what I would say is this is a great hold to have. These first restocked about a year ago and they were sitting on the Adidas confirmed website. I bought around 30 to 40 pairs, held on to every single pair of them, and within 3 months time there were so many store owners wanting to pay £240 per Yeezy 350. So definitely a good potential good hold here, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks in just a minute on how you can actually pick up these for below retail. Next up, we have the Mono Ice and the Core Blue. Now I put these two together because they are very similar looking colorways, both really nice, refreshing, bright colors, ready for the summer. If you're from the UK, we don't really get much sun here, but trust me, the day the sun comes out, these Yeezys are perfect for you. We also have the Mono Mist ones, which is a similar colorway, a spin-off of the Mono Ice. Again, a nice looking colorway, not really any resale, and I'm gonna personally go avoid it. Now we have the Zions. Now these haven't restocked since the release. They released about 2 to 3 years ago. It's actually one of the shoes that got me into reselling. I actually queued up 4 hours to get 7 pairs of these Yeezy 350 Zions, so they'll always keep a nice place in my heart. Nice looking colorway and definitely some brick flip money to be made. I can expect these to sell for about £220, so £20 on top, or if you have the clients, you can sell it for more. Next up, we have the Yeezy 350 Compact Onyx. Now these are actually sitting in some Adidas outlets for 50% off, so unless you can get major discounts on this, it's an avoid. Now we have the Yeezy 350 Granite. Again, personally would avoid these. However, again, it's just another colorway to be added to the 350 collection. Next up, we have the MX range. We have the MX Rock, the MX Oat, and the MX Dark Salt colorway. All of these are nice looking Yeezys. However, again, not really my personal favorites. I feel like there's too much going on with this. Now, two of my personal favorites are up next, and this is the Yeezy 350 Blue Tint and also the Yeezy 350 Sesames. Now, again, these both have not restocked in a very long time and currently sitting a little bit above market. So definitely some room to make money if you're looking to do that. Not only these are some of the cleanest colorways, so if you're looking for a personal, these would be my top 2. Next up, we have the Yeezy 350 Fade. Not much to be said about this shoe, just another Yeezy 350 colorway. And we quite possibly, in your opinion, have left the best 3 till last. We have the Yeezy 350 Breads returning, which are a great mover. Again, if they don't resell after drop, I would hold a couple pairs if you have the capital, because you will definitely make money on this shoe because it's a very high in demand sneaker. Next up, we have the Pirate Blacks. Now these actually released on the last big Yeezy day around 8 months ago now, and unfortunately they are sitting around retail, if not below retail. But definitely a staple within the Yeezy community because these used to sell for over £1,000. Now finally, I think this is fan favorite, and these are the White Stripe Oreos, a great looking Yeezy 350 OG colorway. Everyone who wears these and thinks that you're wearing fake shoes because they were so replicated back in the day when the Yeezy hype was nuts. However, you can now pick up your own pair for retail and they're real, so you'll enjoy that nice Yeezy 350 350 comfort. That's all the Yeezy 350s. Now the 5 that I would personally suggest going for is 1, the Oreos, 2, the Core Blacks, 3, the Onyxes, number 4, the Blue Tints, and number 5, the Sesames. These are my top 5 favorites. I will think they will perform the best out of all the rest. Now, a big tip for you guys here is that there's a good chance that you'll be able to use discounts on these sneakers. The reason why I say this is because JD, End, and many other different retailers have already had stock for some of these Yeezys. And when that is done, sometimes they will slash the prices to get rid of their stock. But not only that, you can use discount codes like uni student codes, uni days, and so on to get 10% off. Now, when you're paying £200 for a Yeezy, 10% knocks off £20, meaning you can sell it for just above retail and still make £20 to £40 profit. And you're thinking, well, I'm not a student, I'm not going to be able to get discount codes, I don't know where to do, I don't know where they're releasing. Well, I've got something for you to join. We currently have a 7-day free trial for KaiKicks Apprentice, which is my own group. Now, I get offered for loads of different sponsorships, brand deals, all related to groups or bots and so on, and I never found one that clicked with me. So I made my own group 2 years ago now, where I teach every single one of you watching how to start reselling sneakers and do exactly what I do. Now, one of our hundreds of features that we do provide is all of the Yeezy upcoming information and a discount code generator that you can use to cop these for under retail. We teach hundreds of different members to do this, and our success speaks for itself. We have loads of members copying Yeezys for under retail. Whether you're looking for personal, whether you're going to resell, it's the perfect thing for you. So claim that limited 7-day free trial down in the link description. And now let's move on to the foam runners. Now, if you don't know foam runners, they actually used to retail for £70. However, they are now £80, and all of these will restock for also £80. So this is a great summer mover and a very high in demand shoe. Definitely have better resale margins than the Yeezy 350s and potentially better than Slides. So first up, we have the MX Carbon and the MX Grey. The MX Grey is currently sitting in some JD Sports in store. If you have seen them, get them because they are a great mover as well. And again, if you can use discount codes, you can get yourself a nice 8% off. Both these really nice colorways. These are probably 2 of my favorites out of the ones releasing, so keep your eye on them. Next up, we either have the Onyxes or the Carbon. Now, the reason I don't know is because we only have a photo of what's been releasing, and no one can tell the difference between the Carbon and the black Onyx colorway because they look so similar. Hopefully, if it's the Onyx, I would go all out on these. It's a staple within the Yeezy community, so you should be able to sell them quite easily. If it's the Carbon, we've had a couple of restocks of the Carbon, so they don't really tend to resell as much. Next up, we have the Yellow Sulfur colorway. Now, upon release, these move for around £120. They're still moving for around £100 at the moment, but after the restocks, I don't really expect there to be too much resale value, but if you like this color, get it for yourself. Now, moving on to the Neutral Earth colorways that Yeezy just love. We have the Stone Taupe colorway, the Stone Salt colorway, and also the Clay Taupe colorway. All of these look very similar. Again, I would look out for these 3. The neutral colorways always move really well, especially in the summertime, but also with Christmas coming up, demand always does go up. And finally, the banger of them all, and the Vermilion foam runners are restocking. Now, these have never been restocked since they released, so definitely look out for this one. In terms of resale, this is your best bet, the Vermilion foam runners. We even saw kid sizing pushing £200, which is just crazy to me. In terms of what sizes to go for, your sizes 10 to 12 usually do best, but also your base sizes 5 and 6 do tend to perform quite well. Again, if you can use discount codes, I would go for them, and my personal 3 that I would recommend going for is definitely the Vermilion colorway because of how much demand there is, a nice bright red colorway, the Onyx colorway, and the Stone Salt colorway. These are my personal 3 favorites. From my experience reselling, these will also perform the best. Moving on to Slides. Now, we have a bunch of different slides. If you don't know, Yeezy Slides are very popular. You've definitely seen someone walking around in slides. It's personally what I wear every single day. Now, what's great about these, they only retail for £60, leaving you good margins because you can sell them for 80, and that's a very good return of investment from such a small £60 spent. What's nice about this one is we also do have a new colorway here in the UK that's going to be releasing. But before we get into that, let's get into the other colorways restocking. First, we have the Salt colorway, a very popular color that people like to wear for out and about, so I can expect this one to be quite high in demand. Speaking of high demand, And we also have the Yeezy Slide Onyxes. This is the staple of all Yeezy slides. You've definitely seen someone wearing this colorway. A nice, clean black colorway, very, very high in demand. Next up, we have the Azure colorway. Now, these have restocked about 3 or 4 times since released, and that has caused the resale market to plummet. So if you're looking to resell, I'd personally avoid the Azure, but if you're looking for a personal, a nice blue colorway, it's there for the taking. Next up, we have the Resin colorway, which I personally avoid, and another one I personally avoid, this is for resale, by the way. Another one I would avoid is also the Green Glows. Now, the Green Glows did actually go up quite a lot, so I would keep an eye on it just in case they don't drop much stock, but if they do a full restock of these will probably plummet as well. So Resin and Green Glow I would personally avoid. And a perfect one that you guys all need to go for is the Yeezy Slide Pure colorway. Now, this is probably the most popular, if not the Onyx is maybe the popular one, but Pure is really up there, and it shows from the resale. These have held in value really, really well, and they've only restocked once or twice. And for the new colorway, we finally have the Enflamed Yeezy Slides coming to the UK. I'm pretty sure these have dropped in different regions, however, we've never seen them in the UK. I'm not sure about US or Asia. Again, this has been all out here in the UK because it's a new release and it will perform well. Now, my top 3 to go for would be the Pure colorway, the Enflamed colorway, and also the Onyx colorway. These are the 3 that will probably move best and probably make you the most money, but also my personal favorites as well. Now, we're going to quickly go through the miscellaneous ones because you guys need to know about these for this reason. These miscellaneous ones will have the biggest discounts on them, and I wouldn't be surprised if Adidas dropped these for up to 70% off. The reason why I say this is because Adidas outlets have some of these already, and they've knocked 57%, so we can imagine the same to happen also online. We're going to quickly run through the Quantum range, so we have a couple colors of these dropping. We have the Quantum Basketball colorway, we have the Frozen Blue colorway, Amber Tint colorway, and finally the Onyx colorway. All of these are not my cup of tea. I think they're a lot bigger in the US, but here in the UK, there's not really a market for them. Unless they have major discounts, I would personally avoid all of these. Moving on to Yeezy 700s. Again, you probably see some good discounts in these, and Yeezy 700s actually did have their time when they actually did resell. So potential of these doing quite well. So let's run through what's dropping. We have the Metallic colorway, the Bright Blue colorway, Inflamed Amber, the Analog colorway, Resin colorway, and the Blue Tint colorway. Not only that, we have the V3 version of the Yeezy 700s, and this is the Copper Fade colorway. Again, I'm personally avoiding these unless there's major discounts on them, but again, if you're looking for a personal, go for it, guys. Moving on to the Yeezy 500. Now, I actually have a new model of the Yeezy 500, and this is the Yeezy 500 Highs. Again, it's a Yeezy 500 with a bit of extra material. Now, I don't know the name of these colors because there's only photos, and it is a new variation being the Highs, but these are neutral sort of colors, so you can probably expect the following colorways: Onyx, Clay, Pure, Sand. Colorways like this will probably release on this Yeezy 500. Again, because it's a first release of these shoes, they might perform well off initial release, but I would personally quick sell them because they're not really going to do well over time. Now, out of all these miscellaneous, what would I personally go for? Well, anything with major discounts. If they are cutting 80-70% off, then it's a no-brainer for most of these colorways. However, some of the popular Yeezy 700s, like the blue tints and the metallics, I would definitely keep an eye out on them for any good discounts. Now, this is just a glimpse of what is actually restocking. There is so many more that is coming, so if you want all of the in-depth information, then join that 7-day free trial today, because we're going to give you all the information you need and show you how you can use discounts during this release. If you enjoyed today's video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 13,000 subscribers. Join KaiKicks Apprentice today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.